Welcome in, Bobcat fans, and we have our first winter season preview of the year. I have Andrew Foltz, who was just named our Coach of the Week this week for the Frostburg Sports Awards, but we're going to talk about his swim team for this upcoming year. Coach, now you've had a couple of meets already this year, but what's your outlook on this team going into the rest of this season?
Yeah, we're really excited for this team going forward this year. Obviously, our men's team has been pretty strong last year, and hopefully taking another step forward team-wise with them. And then our women's team has had a great showing at our first two meets so far. I think they have a great opportunity to possibly achieve something pretty special this year. So we're really just looking forward to keep building upon these first two meets going through the year and into our conference meet in the spring.
And now you yourself coming in obviously have been an assistant here at Frostburg, but stepping up into the head coaching role, you got the job over the summer. What's that been just from a personal standpoint now? You're coming in and now it's you have to do all the scheduling. You got to prepare the practice plans. You got to be able to motivate the athletes, start at the recruiting as well. So how has everything kind of merged in, and obviously just another headache on top of everything, but being able to handle all of that now?
Yeah, it's definitely been challenging, just kind of working through that, stepping up and having some new responsibilities, everything there, especially starting a little bit later into the summer and the fall has created, a little bit more of a challenge, but we're just taking that on and doing the best we can moving forward. Things have been going pretty well so far. And then as far as, honestly, the athletes are awesome here. That's what makes it really exciting to have this position and to be able to work with them, and they've been doing great so far, the athletes on the team, and I'm just really looking forward to continuing to work with them and see what they can achieve this year.
How helpful have you found it to be able to come into this year and already have that familiarity with a lot of these athletes where, it's different if you're coming from a different school and now you got to, have a whole new group of people that have no idea who you are really, but you have that familiarity from already being their coach for a little while?
It's really good having those relationships built already. It kind of provides a head start coming into the process a little bit, at least from that side of things. Already knowing everybody and having coached them, for a lot of them for the past year, 2 years, has been really helpful. As I said, kind of having almost a head start with them and working going forward. And yeah, it's just been really exciting.
And now this season in itself, it's a lot more, less stress, we'll call it, from the last spring and winter where, COVID was going on, didn't have a ton of meets, was kind of scrambling to try and get things together. But this year you've had, the off season to be able to prepare and get these meets scheduled. You have a full preseason to be able to get the athletes ready and be able to swim. So, how helpful has it been just to have things calm down a bit after the nightmare COVID year, we call it?
Yeah, it's been helpful being able to have more of a normal season. It's almost kind of unique. We have so many freshmen and sophomores on the roster right now that most of them haven't been through a normal college season yet, so this is pretty new for them, kind of going through this the whole fall here and everything we're able to do. But yeah, it kind of creates that a little bit more stability, knowing like we'll be here, keep working, and it'll allow us to build a little bit more going into the spring instead of having to jump start and have that uncertainty of not knowing if we're going to be swimming from week to week. So that's been really helpful for planning and just kind of building towards where we want to get to in the spring.
In that planning, you have a couple of meets left here, the end of October, beginning of November, and then you have about a month break between November and the beginning of December where you travel down to Randolph-Macon for an invitational, and then you have a spring-winter training break, and then you get back into like the full meets starting in January. So, how helpful will that month be to be able to be like, all right, we don't have to focus on, competition now. We can just focus on getting our top times, and the athletes can kind of mentally reset in a way over that month or so.
Yeah, so it'll be good to have that little bit of a break. We're getting a lot of racing in here, kind of going through the beginning of November. We'll have a few weeks to kind of reset and really just focus in on training towards that, our mid-season meet in the first weekend of December, and swim some fast times there. And then, yeah, just really having that, that break over the winter will be kind of on the swimmers to, keep training and then come back ready to go when we're back here on campus in January and really getting prepared for the ultimate goal of the season, the conference meet in February.
And start out with the men's side here. And something I noticed, I was looking through the roster, no seniors on this men's roster this year. Obviously, last year losing a couple of big names in Anthony Giuseppetti and a couple others. But coming back this year, a lot of the top swimmers from last season's team were a lot of freshmen and a lot of sophomores that now are current sophomores and juniors. Coming to mind, Noah Loper and Andrew Creelman, Quincy Page, Jackson Miller, just to name a few. Obviously, leaving some names off that are deserving, but some of those guys that are core to come back. Who has sort of stepped up into a leadership role for you guys, and who has kind of taken command of being some of the leaders on that men's side?
Yeah, so we've had a few. Our two team captains this year for the men's side is PJ Emmerich and Miles Henderson. They've done an awesome job stepping up into that role and leading the team. And we've had a few others that kind of stepped up as well, kind of leading forward. I think Noah Loper, Jackson Miller have been really stepping up big time and training really hard, setting a great example. And even at times, Quincy Page kind of really steps up and does a good job kind of leading by example, kind of being a voice for people to follow as well. So they've done a great job, even though they're kind of young, really stepping up and coming into that leadership role and growing in there. It's been great for our team so far.
And so, some of the younger swimmers as well, considering the freshman class and some newcomers that are coming in, who has sort of stepped up from that class and brought something new to the team in terms of being able to either swim fast or they just bring a good energy? Who's sort of, been someone new that's come in that's kind of opened your eyes a bit?
Yeah, so we have a great group of the freshman class, all 7 of those guys. They'll be able to contribute very, very greatly to our team at the conference meet. Just really stepping up so far in meets. Stephen Wolfing is going to be a great sprinter for us this year. We're kind of really excited to get Michael Leblanc. He kind of is coming off of a long period not being able to swim like the last year, and he swam an awesome 50 freestyle our first meet. And then we have Jaden Tipton will be able to slide and fill some great depth for us in different events and really swim strong. And even at the last meet we had at the GMAC MEC relays, Sean O'Connor stepped up and swam a great 50 freestyle on a relay in the A relay and kind of really did awesome for us. And that's not to leave off the other freshmen that are here that have been doing awesome for us, but they'll really be looking forward to that going forward. And also Nate Knapp will be big time for us in the distance freestyles, mid-distance freestyles. He's going to be a big time scorer for us. So we're really excited, looking forward to that.
Obviously not wanting to ever leave anyone off, but sometimes, just so many names tip in. But in a team, especially where swimming, where, people look on the outside and it's individual swimmers a lot of the time, except for the relays. But, it takes an entire team to be able to bond and support one another throughout the entire meet. And then going into the women's side, again, a very young team, although there are a few seniors that are there still that have stepped up, and a team that really has improved over the years. I mean, we know the men's team has had a bit of a standard over the last couple years, but the women's team really coming to their own. And last year, Francesca Cravois-Surratt and Callie Cobazier, Aubrey Morris, Liz Perry, again, just some of the names that come to my mind when I think of the top women from last year. And that team, you said they could be something special this year. They could challenge towards the top of the MEC. What have you seen from them so far?
Yeah, they've been the first 2 meets. They've swam great. They really stepped up and swam really, really well. It's very competitive, placing very well at those meets. They've really come together as a team so far over the first month and a half, 2 months of this season. So we're really excited for that going forward. We've had some good leadership stuff up there, and they're really starting to come together and just keep building towards the spring. And as I mentioned, hopefully excited for some big things to come for them.
And the same from the men. I'll ask you, the newcomers that have come in, one that obviously caught everyone's eye, Lydia Nabiolo, being named the swimmer of the week as a freshman for the team, a great honor for her. And she's one of many of the freshmen that have come in and people that have caught your eye as well.
Yeah, so she's done really well, practice and everything, swim very well at our first 2 meets. And then kind of in addition to that, you know, we have 11 freshman women on the team this year, so it's a big class. A lot of them are going to be able to contribute very much to the team. We're really excited. You know, Kendall Hooper will be big time for us in like the fly and IM events. Natasha is going to be a big contributor for us in a lot of different events as well. Amaya Burke is a great sprint freestyler for us as well. Madison Coffin, actually, we've kind of been really excited for her in some of that distance freestyle events. Kind of stepped up and won the 800 free at her first meet, which is very exciting to see that. Looking forward to where she can go going forward. And then, and then in addition, we have, you know, as I mentioned, lots of other freshman women on that side that are going to be very strong contributors for us as well. So we're really looking forward to all of that.
I wanted to talk, you know, a little bit of looking forward, but at the MEC and GMAC championships at the end of the year, what's sort of your message to the team throughout the year of looking forward to that? Where obviously that's kind of the ultimate goal of this team, is to perform well at that meet. But, you know, what's the balance between, hey, we got to focus on beating this team this week and try to swim our best results, while also considering, well, we might want to, you know, take a couple people and try them in different events and see where we can get the most points at the end of the year?
Yeah, so with that being the ultimate goal at the end of the year of winning or working towards winning a championship, working towards the top, is doing the best we can every single day to improve and get better. And so these meets in between now and then and the training every single day is just another step towards reaching that goal. So even though we might not necessarily be at like the peak performance in our training cycle, we're kind of just preaching of keeping your head down, keep working hard, doing the best you can, and putting in the work and the time now, getting better every day is going to pay off in the end when we do get to the spring and to the championship meet.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for coming on today to talk about your team here on our season preview. I want to wish you the best of luck, obviously, starting this weekend, and congratulations on your meets already. But we really appreciate you being here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Looking forward to it.
All right, we'll turn in next week. We'll have both of our basketballs on with Kerry Saunders and Sean Brown Sr., so be sure to stay tuned and keep updated on Frostburg Sports at all times.